WhenWeLove is a nonprofit organization geared to serving youth, single-parent families, and veterans experiencing and recovering from homelessness. Our real mission is to help people in their episode of homelessness, and we like to say that we help people beat homelessness. So typically our daily activities vary quite a bit. We obviously have a lot of unsheltered homeless people that are on the streets. And one of the first things we do every morning is we prepare to serve them with the things that they just need for basic survival. So we set up our ice and water station outside where people can come by and get water, ice throughout the day. But we also open our doors and provide sack lunches, prepackaged snacks, and we allow people at that time to fill out clothing vouchers so that they can get any replacement clothing that they might need. And then they come back that afternoon around 1:30 and we give them their clothing bags that we've put together for them. We have a variety of classes that are offered throughout our facility, from life skills classes, anger management, batters intervention programs, cognitive learning skills, and those classes typically happen 5 days a week, sometimes in the morning, afternoon, or evening, so that we can accommodate people's schedules. And then we have outreach services that we do here in the building to connect our homeless friends with services and resources to help them continue their walk and their journey of healing and recovery. So one of the things that I always like to point out is that, homelessness is a very complex issue, but people like to put homelessness in a box. And what we have learned through not only our own experience, but from our service over the last 10 or 11 years, is that everybody has a very unique story. And we could talk to 10 people or 100 people that have an addiction or are suffering from mental illness, and every one of those people will have a unique, different story of what caused them to end up in a situation where they experienced homelessness. And for us, a lot of times the things that we do on a daily basis to serve people, like providing ice, water, food, clothing, those are basic necessities that everybody deserves. But for us, that's an opportunity to get to know the people we're serving. And when we build relationships with people from all parts of life, going through all kinds of different things, we have learned that that is our best opportunity to find out the root cause of that particular person's homelessness, and then we can start working on a plan to help them pick themselves up. And so as we talk about hunger and homelessness, it really comes down to people that are experiencing homelessness are no different than you and I, but a circumstance. And if we look at them with empathy and compassion, and we show interest in learning what they really need, we have the best opportunity to help them. So WhenWeLove was founded out of real life experience. My family and I would have been homeless had it not been for our family and our church. Way back 18 years ago, we experienced devastating business loss, and we ended up losing everything we owned. Our house, our cars, all of our belongings were set out on the curb. And so going through the process of that and living that life experience of the fear of your wife and your children being on the streets of this city really guided me as I started to rebuild and decide what I was going to do for the future. I was led to start WhenWeLove to help other people try to avoid the same situation that me and my family had experienced. But during that process of recovery for us, which took years, it wasn't anything fast, a couple of our teenage daughters were introduced to drugs. And that led to today being a 17 and 18-year struggle of addiction and homelessness that personally touched our lives. And so When We Love is dedicated to serving people, helping to pick them up from whatever situation they're in, and putting them back on their feet and on the road to recovery. I always tell people that although we lost one of our daughters to addiction and homelessness, our heart is to prevent that from happening to other people. Everybody that's on the streets of our city or in a night shelter is just like you and I, except for a circumstance. And in my family situation, we had a support system, but people that are out on the streets or living in shelters today don't always have that same support system. So When We Love likes to meet people at their point of need and then walk with them through the process of recovery and healing.